Hey everybody, my name is Will and this is Idiot Proof Cooking. If you're new to the channel, I make simple and easy to follow recipes that I would consider are idiot proof because hey, if an idiot like me can make something, you certainly can too. And if you've seen the channel before, you know the drill. So today I'm making creme brulee, which is a really idiot proof recipe when it comes down to it. It's only 5 ingredients and it comes together super easy, super quickly. Really the only kind of pain in the ass part is torching the sugar. It can burn really easily, so it takes a little bit of practice, but with practice it gets a lot easier. Creme brulee is just so tasty. It's rich and creamy and vanilla-y, and it happens to be Meg's favorite dessert, so I figured I would make some for the channel today. So without any further ado, let's get into making this. So creme brulee, pretty easy stuff like I said in the intro, just 5 ingredients. So what we're going to need is a large pot like the one I'm fiddling with here, and into said pot we're going to pour in 2 cups of heavy cream. So carefully pour that into your pot. There we go, Will. And then we're going to add in 1/8 of a teaspoon of kosher salt. In it goes. And then for the vanilla taste, we're going to use 1 whole vanilla bean. Look at that, that's a vanilla bean. So what we're going to do with this is grab ourselves a paring knife and we're going to cut the vanilla bean down the center of it very carefully here. Don't cut your fingers. Then I'm going to just pull it apart, and then with the blunt edge of my knife, I'm going to scrape out all of the vanilla beans from both sides of the pod and drop them in the cream. So just scrape them all out and you get a ton of vanilla beans. Look at that, look at all of that. That's going to give the creme brulee one hell of a rich and just intense vanilla flavor. So drop all of that in, including the husks of the vanilla bean. And then for a little added richness, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla paste. That's entirely optional. The vanilla bean by itself is going to do the trick. But anyways, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla paste, whisk this all together, and then I'm going to throw my pot with the cream on a burner on a medium heat and bring the cream up to just a simmer to scald it. And while the cream is scalding, let's continue on. So what we're going to do is get ourselves 2 bowls, a larger one and a smaller one, and we're going to separate 5 egg yolks from the egg whites because we need egg yolks to make the creme brulee. So pretty straightforward, just separate the egg yolks from the egg whites by passing the yolk back and forth in between the 2 pieces of the shell, and it separates from the egg whites, and drop the egg yolks into a separate bowl. And then once they are separated, go get yourself 1/2 of a cup of white granulated sugar, pour it in with your egg yolks, and get your trusty whisk and whisk the yolk and sugar together until it's all good and combined and looks something like that. Once that's done, we're going to set that aside for a moment and go get our cream and vanilla that's been scalding. As you can see here, it looks pretty warm. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to let it sit for like 5-10 minutes, let it cool down a little bit, and let the vanilla flavor work in with the cream. After about 10 minutes, get yourself a large measuring cup and a strainer and carefully pour the cream through the strainer into your measuring cup. You want the strainer so that it catches some of the little vanilla beans as well as the large husks from the actual bean itself. And then once that's all done, it's time to start tempering your egg and sugar. So what you're going to do is very slowly start pouring the cream into the eggs while continuously whisking it. You want to pour it in slowly so that you don't scramble your eggs. After you've poured in about half of your cream, the egg should be sufficiently tempered, so you can just go ahead and pour all of the rest of it in and give it a good whisking to make sure everything's combined. From there, pour everything back into your measuring cup and then go get yourself a baking sheet with 6 ramekins in it, and we're going to start pouring our creme brulee mixture into the ramekins. Now make sure to evenly divide the creme brulee mixture in between all 6 ramekins so that none of them are really more filled than the other ones. Once that's done though, we're going to get ourselves some boiling water. I just boiled some in my kettle here, and we're going to pour it into our baking sheet about halfway up the ramekins because we're going to bake the creme brulee in a water bath, also known as a bain-marie. So what I'm going to do now is first put on some oven gloves because the pan is super hot from the boiling water. We're going to preheat our oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to bake the creme brulee for anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes until it sets, and it's still a little bit jiggly in the center, but it's set around the outside like that. Now really all we're going to do is let these cool down for a few hours, so I'm going to stick these in the fridge for about 3 to 4 hours until I'm ready to move on. And it's been 4 hours, so let's get ourselves some white granulated sugar, because now we're going to make the crackly sugar topping for the creme brulee. So put about a teaspoon's worth of white granulated sugar on top of each creme brulee, and then just spread it out with your spoon. And then it's time to show you how to brulee this sugar. Now, the first way to do it is with a kitchen torch like the one I have here. Now, this is less idiot proof because it's pretty easy to burn the sugar. You know, if the flame is too close, it'll just burn and char the sugar, which will leave it tasting kind of bitter. So instead, what I'm going to do is preheat my oven's broiler to high, stick these in for about 5 minutes and rotate them once or twice to get a nice little crackly sugar topping like that there. Now you'll notice I went in with 6 creme brulees and I came out with 5. Here's the reason why. I tried to lift one of the ramekins out with my oven gloves still on, and they're silicone oven gloves, and it literally just immediately fell out of my glove and smashed all over the floor. Not one of my best moments, but hey, it is what it is. But anyways, let's get into trying these because they've cooled down a little bit here. So as you can see, look at that nice crispy sugar topping and breaking into it. Yeah, look at that creme brulee. Let's go in and try it. All right, so with the first bite, let's see how it is. And it is so rich and vanilla-y, just so damn good. And you know what? Here we go. Let's give Rose a taste test. She ran over immediately. And does she like it? Well, that face would suggest otherwise, but hey, did you like it, Rose? Yeah, there we go, the thumbs up, of course. She loves creme brulee. It's so good, what's not to love? It's so rich and creamy. And yeah, I'm going to be able to eat like all 5 of these. Let's give Rose another taste test. Here we go. No, oh, I think she wants the entire thing. Of course she does. She likes to walk away with my food, and nice try, kid. This one's mine. But anyways, that's the end of the episode. I hope you like what you saw here today. If you did, why don't you drop me a comment, like the video, or even subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking. We'll see you again soon.